The girl who had always protected him suddenly died right in front of him. All the man could do was cry in helpless grief, until he eventually began a desperate revenge, determined to wipe out every dragon in the world. But as he kept breaking through his limits, becoming strong enough to rival the Dragon King, everyone Jack was meant to protect had already been lost. Even though he possessed such overwhelming power, he could no longer use it for anything meaningful. Jack ultimately decided to pay with his own life, to send all his power to his past self. Facing the demon dragon that had taken the life of his beloved, the sheer pressure Jack released alone was enough to freeze it solid. Yet this Jack, who would risk everything to protect the one he loved, had been born with a physique that attracted dragons. His parents were eaten by dragons when he was 6 or 7. The foster parents who later took him and also met tragic ends, after he was finally bought by a wealthy man. Even the rich man's house was destroyed by dragons. Thus, as a walking disaster, he became someone everyone despised. Until one day, a pink-haired girl found him. Since he had such a strong connection with dragons, becoming a dragon hunter didn't sound like a bad idea, but if she stayed with Jack, she might end up getting killed too. However, Lisa said that as long as she was stronger than dragons, it didn't matter. Then the prodigy girl instantly killed a fire dragon right in front of him, but several years have passed since then. Jack, now fully armed, still couldn't defeat even a small wyvern. Lisa had to save him every single time. There were only 2 ways to kill dragons: using silver weapons to freeze their blood, or waiting for the sun to burn their bodies. With her overwhelming strength, Lisa quickly became known by everyone. Even though she was only 12, she had the highest number of dragon kills in the guild, but with such a useless person following her, Jack couldn't escape people's contempt. After all, without Lisa he couldn't do anything. But Sex, the guild's second-ranked hunter, wasn't even worth their attention. After adjusting his attitude, Sex started mocking Jack again, but this time Lisa wasn't having it. She drew her silver sword and pointed it at Sex. Lisa's goal was to prove she was the strongest, which was why she kept hunting the strongest creatures in the world. When Lisa asked if anyone wanted to join her, so they could, like Jack, share her wealth and status, but following a dragon hunter as crazy as her meant they might become dragon food any day. So of course no one dared raise their hand, except for Jack, who had followed her for years. He had long thrown aside any concern for his own life. Recently, Jack kept seeing an old man with snow-white hair, whether he was training or sleeping. He saw countless visions of a future where Lisa died before his eyes, until the day he arrived at the guild, only to find that there wasn't even a new hunting mission. Not long ago, a horde of dragons had begun moving toward the eastern city, but that city hadn't been attacked by dragons for 6 or 7 years. Hearing this news, Lisa decided to go check it out, and maybe try the famous cake shop there while she was at it. But soon news arrived that the city had been destroyed. At the same time, the nation issued a mission to eliminate the dragon horde that attacked the city. At that moment, Jack felt a terrible premonition. By then, the dragon horde had already reached their own city, and the scene before him was exactly the moment from his dreams where Lisa died. At that moment, Jack clearly wanted to retreat, not because he feared dying, but because he feared losing Lisa. Seeing this, Jack had no choice but to follow her. At the same time, a figure stepped out from within the dragon horde, but it was not human. Jack quickly realized that Lisa had died at its hands in his visions, so he drew his sword without hesitation and charged at it, but against the demon dragon. Jack's weapon couldn't harm it at all. Instead, a wave of heat blasted him into the river. Lisa had no choice but to ask Sex to pull Jack out of the water, while she went alone to confront the demon dragon. As Jack slowly sank to the bottom of the river, he saw the continuation of his dream. After losing Lisa, he began a reckless path of revenge, determined to exterminate every dragon in existence. The Jack of the future kept breaking through his limits, eventually becoming able to fight the Dragon King on equal footing. Even though he finally had the power to protect everyone around him, there was no one left for him to protect. So what meaning did this power have anymore? But the old Jack had been waiting for those exact words. He immediately drew a silver sword and pierced Jack's chest. At the moment the past and future connected, the present Jack suffered immense pain. Gaining this power naturally required a price, but Jack didn't care at all. Meanwhile, on the other side, even Lisa, when facing this powerful enemy, couldn't gain any advantage at all. She even thought the man before her was the dragon god, but he said he could never compare to the dragon god. He was merely one of the lower-ranked demon dragons. He also revealed why this country was destined to be destroyed. It all began with that cake shop, because the dragon god was especially fond of that shop. It had protected that city for more than a decade. However, 6 or 7 days ago, the shop was robbed and forced to close down. Heartbroken, the dragon god decided to destroy the entire nation, and Grom was the demon dragon assigned to the city. Just as it was about to finish Lisa off, a chill suddenly crept up from behind it. Wherever Jack passed, every wyvern was swallowed by an extreme, freezing wind. A light touch was enough to shatter them into pieces. In the blink of an eye, he appeared before Grom. Just approaching him caused Grom's face to freeze over. This familiar pressure felt just like facing the Dragon King. It was the fear of confronting an absolute powerhouse, but he quickly snapped out of it. How could a mere human stand on equal footing with the Dragon King? Then Grom unleashed all his magic and returned to his true form. Even a demon dragon as powerful as him was nothing more than a small fry before Jack, and was shattered in an instant. Meanwhile, in another space, the old Jack had already died, but his expression was peaceful. This was the price he had to pay. On that day, a total of 7 cities were attacked. 6 of them fell, and that day also marked the birth of the Grim Reaper. The unconscious Jack was taken to Sex's residence. Looking at the Jack before him, he felt strangely unfamiliar. Before he could ask anything, Jack fainted again.
仕方ないよ。僕の知らないところで。
The next second, the city shook violently again. A massive forest was actually advancing toward the city. Seeing this, Lisa immediately rushed to the front lines.
さあ、出会えラグナ。それが始まりだ。